Hi, welcome back to the Dylan Rounds case. Today we're going to be taking a look at Dylan's phone ping where it was last seen. Now, yes, I did previously cover it in a map analysis video looking at a specific location, but from what some people have said here and there, I did it incorrectly. And from listening to the odd interview by the mother, I think it might have been in Heavy D's footage, there is a radius, a ping radius, which includes other areas too. And I just wanted to look at the measurements, and they said within a 15.4 mile radius. So I went back on Google Earth, and unfortunately I couldn't find a circle on Google Earth. Couldn't find one. So I've just mapped it out with lines, like a rough radius, okay? And I'll share that with you now so you can get a better look. So as you can see, this is the phone ping area, if you're not familiar with it already. Now, when I zoom out, I want you to see how vast it really is when it comes to a 15.4 mile radius, okay? So, here you go. This is what it looks like when zoomed out. You see Dylan's boots there on the right. See the airport. You see the border where the yellow line is. And then you see the red box, which I did as an overall radius for the locations of Dylan, as you may have seen in my previous map video of Montello, in which all these locations were analysed. Now, this is the thing. Okay, it does go a little bit over the red line, but it's within this radius, which I've covered, and yet people, just a few, kind of criticise me for focusing too much on maybe a singular area, but then again, maybe they didn't watch my other videos where I covered more of it, as you can see. But what it highlights is the phone ping doesn't really help that much, does it? You know, if you take away the phone ping, you've still got Dylan's boots, which are one of the main things. If the phone ping was solely on this one area, this one spot, it might make more sense, right? Because it would hint that it's within this area, maybe just a little bit further afar, where Dylan could be, or some of his other items like his phone. But obviously we've been zoomed out, he could be anywhere. Now, depending how you look at it, you could say, well, this is almost taking a step back, but it's not really. It's just that I didn't get time to make this video earlier, okay? But what it does highlight, is the Montello area is open for discussion. So whilst some people, the odd few doubters maybe out there, saying, no, can't be in Montello, it's too far away, it's like 30 miles. Yeah, but when you look at this radius of the phone, it does reinforce that it does fit this grid area, this grid spot of some of these locations. Which ones exactly? Who knows? But if we just quickly refer to some of them at least, like the green one, the abandoned container down here, you can see them. I'm not going to go too deep into these because I have covered them before, but I just wanted to use a few as an example, okay? Where's another one? You got the shed over here, which is within Dylan's radius of the phone ping. Looks dodgy, right? Any more, if you haven't already? And then you've got a few more containers there. And you got some like building, abandoned. If you think I'm going too quick, it's just because I have done a video on this before, so you can look back at it if you want. But the point I'm getting at is you've got all kinds of key locations which look abandoned, especially the one over here which won't load that well because of the image quality at the moment, but you get the idea. And that's all within the phone ping radius, along with all on this side, which I can cover in another video if you would like me to. So that's all I just wanted to point out for now. Yes, okay, in terms of north and south, it does, overextend the border. We can just have a little look right now, okay? We might as well. Not too much going on. It's mainly more developed farmland, you could call it. As you can see, apologies about the image quality, it's just taking forever to load. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But none of this really looks that dodgy, if you get what I'm saying. Just looks like, I guess, a standard farm. You got some proper houses there with a driveway and a car. So I can't imagine much dodginess going on there. And yeah, it does seem quite big, the farmland. All connected to that one place, I guess. Maybe a few more buildings in between. That's why I left this type of stuff out when in Montello, because it just doesn't look like the type of place where Dillon could be. That's just my opinion though, okay? And in addition, moreover, in this area, it's very rocky, there's mountains, there's hills. I know people were saying just over the mountain, not here, back south or southwest, there is James Brenner's trailer or something. What's that white thing? Oh, it went. But, you know, it's like one of these things like with Kenny Beach, you just see the mountains and everything and how it looks. It says Nevada as well. So yeah, definitely, speaking of Kenny. So you get an idea within this radius. You know, it's just worth covering just in case it overextends any locations I didn't look at previously. Not much going on there, really. It's just standard farmland, what you would expect. I mean, could it be in the mountains, Dillon? I mean, higher ground, if there's less people visiting a certain location, it might make sense. I mean, if you're tying it to the theory about Kenny Beach going off hiking in Jomay Canyon and going wherever from there because it's a location not many people visit, who knows what could happen if he's hidden away in the cracks of rocks, in the odd cave, or somewhere like that. I know people have searched within Lucin, gone through caves, mine shafts to look for Dillon and no successful outcome. Scott Natal is a key individual who has been searching and doing stuff like that, okay? If you haven't already, make sure to check his channel out. I'll leave a comment down below, I think, with the description, and you can check his videos out. He was also heavily involved within the Kenny Beach case. I was exploring and he found some interesting items, including tent and sword, which was kind of suspicious, and then that disappeared afterwards. If you'd like to see more about that coverage and analysis, make sure to check my playlist out as well. There should be a link down below, okay? So, whilst I'm talking on, which to some is okay and to others it might be a nightmare, luckily it started to load a little bit better, the land. So just try and flip the image, okay? Just zoom in on this area. Once again, it's just kind of flat land, kind of rough in terrain and quality. I remember seeing some vehicles, not in this area, but further back near Dillon's farm where they were searching for him, and you saw the terrain, like the effects it can have on the vehicles and the tyres. And I know people will say no shit, but if you're not from that area, you know, you might not know the wear it can have on yourself, but also on the vehicles and equipment you're using to get around. So it's always worth taking into mind. Maybe Jomay Road is more rough than this area, but still both are damaging to vehicles. So I can't really see much else going on. There's different colours of rock and terrain. That's kind of interesting where it's red there. What's that? Is that a type of plant, vegetation? Or is it some kind of rock? I'm not quite sure. Kind of looks weird. But you see quite a few different colours of the land within this state. Across this border, you see all kinds of different colours, and it does make you think. So you do have like roads, you know, like main ones here, which could be accessible to get to places and locations. But for most part of it, I'd say this area just doesn't seem like the type of place Dillon would be at or taken to. Is there any little huts, any sheds within the area. Doesn't look like it. As I said, I know the image quality isn't great, but there's not too much going on anyway, even if you can't see as clearly as usual. Because I've not seen anything that stands out to me. One of those things where you just see like a little white blip, a little white dot or something, a bit of land, and you just zoom in on it and think, what's that? I mean, like one that stands out to me. Just those little things, aerial view, it can be difficult at times. Yeah, okay. So you get the idea. Mountainous area up here, bit more developed farmland in the middle, followed by more mountainous area here on the right hand side. So anywhere else, let's just take a look down below going south, because as I said, it just goes past the boundary a little bit. So what is going on in this area? Not too much, to be honest. I know the image quality isn't loading up, but this area, I don't know if it's water, because it kind of looks like the colour of water. If not, it'll be kind of like what you see, is it Lake Mead or something, like near Area 51, where it's like really dried out and sandy, dusty, maybe salt as well. There's not too much going on. You got Pilot Peak, which is, I guess, a key point. Does actually load up. Oh, these images of the place. I guess we can take a little look, right? Just get an idea of the area, the ground. Doesn't look as bad there. You see the odd few rocks and the mountain tops in the distance. That's a good shot. Yeah, that's not too bad, that. You've got the clouds, a little mound there, and you can just observe the vastness all around. Quite a lot's going on, to be fair. Yeah. I mean, it might not reveal too much, these photos, but you get a better idea. You know, do you know when we talk about boots on ground? Because I know obviously I don't cover that on my channel, but other channels do. So this is like another way of showing it, how Lucin appears and the state itself. See if there's any trailers in the distance, anything that stands out or not. That's one of the main roads, I guess, and what you can start seeing. Okay, so you can see a few houses, but are they trailers, like RVs? So like that could be the type of stuff that you'd be seeing, because, you know, the mother said in that Heavy D interview, you know, it's just stretched across the land, you know what I'm saying? All these people just camping out there. I don't know what they do for food. Like, is the wildlife, is that what they do? Do they go to like a shop or something nearby, or what? How do things happen? That's what I'm interested in, because I can imagine it being tough out there just due to the weather itself, and trying to stay hydrated as well. But maybe if you live there, you kind of get used to it with time. So yeah, interesting. You got that one there. Once again, you know, high quality images, to be fair. You can see a clearing, you got the vegetation. You know, I don't know if any of these mountains are what you see in Dylan's TikTok video. You know, what you see in the distance where he was like panning around. Could be. And there's another one. Not as clear, that one. Oh, interesting. Now we've got some like aerial footage of someone flying over. Now, I didn't check these dates of 2017, so these dates are in the past before Dylan disappeared. I wasn't sure if maybe people might have added their own since whilst exploring the place for Dylan, but doesn't seem to be the case. So you can see all the land down there. Very vast. Looks pretty desolate as well. You can see a few dirt roads, but that's about it. You got a truck there. That's a good one. Now, is that water? Or I can't quite make that out. I don't know if that's water or maybe just dry ground. It's because it's like ripples or like maybe waves of water. And then are those like ducks or something? It does look like a lake. but I might be wrong. Yeah, you got that image there. Can't see any buildings. That one there, that's a good shot. That is quite professional, but no, can't really see much going on. Yeah, when was that one taken? 2022, okay. 2019, 2017. Nearly done. Might as well just go for him. I think is that the moon in the sky or is that a cloud? It kind of looks circular, but not exactly. There's another one, that 2022, yeah. Now one of these guys were looking for Dylan at the time. That does look like a lake, to be fair. You know, that one, 2021. Now, what's that? Is that like, is that dust? Is it steam? Is it coming from the ground? Is it the heat? Or is it one of those, what do you call it? Is it tornadoes or one of those like dust ones? Can't quite remember what you'd call it. Don't look like clouds. Yeah, that's about it of the images. Kind of look similar to one another, but you get the idea. So with that in mind, you do have some buildings down here, but is it within the radius? Not exactly, to be fair, if it's done like a circular radius. As for this ground down here, yeah, it's pretty shit, to be honest, but from the looks of it visually and from my previous video, I didn't see anything that actually stood out. You know what I'm saying? Nothing really stood out when I did it previously. It's just like water, lake, and then just literally flat ground. Didn't really see any trailers or anything like that at the time, or buildings. What I can do though is next time, when I do cover this side of the map, like I did with this, I'll look for locations and I will take into mind the radius, how it extends over here, and if anything does show up, I will make note of it, okay? So hopefully you got the idea of the phone ping and the actual radius it spreads to, which basically means, you know, what has been covered or looked at in a rough way is still valid till this, you know, day of looking. So when people are like really critical saying, oh, you really need to focus on the radius of the phone, it was already been taken into consideration indirectly, obviously, because as you saw where it covers, okay, it covers a bit over and extends a bit north and south. But aside from that, looking within the correct area, the appropriate place where Dylan could be at. Image quality, abysmal, pathetic, absolute pathetic. Typical technology failing on me, just like some other things. But yeah, as I said in another video, you can do map analysis of the other side. You might have saw like a marker saying WTF. It's just one of those markers, one of those locations I came across when I was doing my previous map one. I just randomly put it there because something showed. So I will do something like that, okay? Again, another map one. And yeah, that's about it for now. As for those like images, those slides, I don't know where exactly they were because it said Pilot Mountain or something. I clicked on it and obviously the photos weren't of someone on that mountaintop. Moreover, it was them on the roadside and looking around elsewhere and stuff. But it's just to provide a more visual experience to this video, or to the channel at least, to get an idea of the location, the area, because yeah. So that's it for now. You can leave a comment down below, let me know what you think in terms of the phone ping, the radius of it, and yeah. Was there anything else I needed to mention? Well, I heard some talk about the phone being found. Don't know if that's true, I just randomly saw it on a video somewhere scattered about. I mean, if the phone is found, it's worth checking to see what messages are on there. You know, was there any other messages, you know, to any other people, whether it be just before he disappeared or a bit before that? Was there anyone he was trying to reach out to? Did he need help with anything or anyone? Did he ask anyone to do something for him? You know, stuff like that. And was there any phone calls either? Or did anyone try calling him? What apps the gallery on his phone, his search history, any of that could reveal stuff, because they did that with Kenny Veach. I don't know about his phone exactly, but they did check his history on his computer, which revealed certain things which were up for debate, okay? So yeah, and I guess it also depends what condition the phone is in. Not to say that it's perfectly fine, in good condition and working. If it's been out there for like at least a month and over, is the phone even going to work, especially in that weather, the conditions? If it's been hot, won't the battery or the phone itself like frazzle and break in some way? Because to put it in perspective, when I was in the greenhouse, when I did that little experiment, 55 degrees Celsius, 2 degrees off the hottest temperature recorded on this planet, which is in Death Valley 1913. 55 degrees in the greenhouse, holding the phone, and yeah, I was okay for about 10 minutes, but then when I was holding onto the phone, damn, it started to burn my hand. Like, you couldn't even hold it, so I had to stop recording because, you know, it was uncomfortable, but I had to take into consideration the device itself, because if I, you know, left it in there, it would probably overheat, it might explode, or it might set a flame, and if not that, it'll probably just break and stop working, because it might only be with certain phones or certain brands, but I'm sure when it came to Apple at one point, but then no, it applies to Samsung as well, like the Samsung Galaxy, where if you have a phone in hot temperatures, the phone gets hot itself, you get like a warning message on your screen, and obviously you gotta let it cool down, whether it be turning it off or going into a cooler location to allow that. And I think if you don't, it'll shut off by itself maybe. And I think the same happens with when it's really cold as well, you get some kind of warning. You also get a warning on your phone if there's water or potential water in your like audio jack in your hole. If there's water in your hole, if your hole is wet, then that's not good. And you've got to try and shove something in that hole, fill it up well to, I guess, dry it off so it's not as moist. Same applies to the speaker as well. So I guess it's just one of those things. So if you apply that to, do you call it a desert? Probably not. But if you apply that to like the farmland in Lucin, let's just say, or even Montello, the phone's out in the baking hot sun, I don't think it's going to work. I think it could be damaged. And also, you've got to take into consideration, you know, depending on what's happened, if it's foul play, something bad's happened, maybe the phone has been smashed up. It might have been found but broken, so maybe it can't be used. Any SD cards, SIM cards, which could reveal something still if you take it out of the phone or something and put it into another device, maybe. I guess time will tell. You know, it's just loose stuff. I'm not, as I said, I saw a video, but I can't remember where it is. Again, you know, it's all over the place. But if you know anything, if you've heard anything about the phone, like additional information, updates, you can leave a comment down below if you wish to. And yeah, I think that's about it. Appreciate you watching. I don't know if I'll upload another video afterwards. Originally, I'll be honest, I was gonna upload this and then another video on the same day, because it was more to do with the length of it. Because my original idea was phone radius, literally just say, this is the phone radius, blah, there you go, that's it. And it would have been like 2 minutes long, and that's not really long enough for a proper video or for like a live premiere. There's not enough time to talk. You know, when people join, it's probably already over by the time other people join, you know what I'm saying? But I think maybe this video is a little bit longer, so I might be able to upload it as a live premiere. If not, and it's still too short, then I'll just upload a second video afterwards, okay? Either way, the second one will be at least available to watch tomorrow, okay? In addition, there is an important video I need to upload, okay? One of those like boots on ground observations, which found like a trailer, so on and so on. But I can't really do it right now. Well, I can, but it's with the use of screenshots, and it doesn't feel good enough, okay? It's not, it's not as good in my opinion, but I'm just waiting on like a response to see if I can use this small little bit of footage, see what happens there. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. If it all falls through or it's just not appropriate to do, fair enough, okay. I'll just use a small little screenshot, okay, and do it that way around. It'll make sense at the end of the day. I know quite a few people might have already seen it or come across it, but I just want to look over it myself because then I might be able to make ties and links with previous stuff I've mentioned, okay, and what it could mean, if there's a backstory behind it and all that. So be on the lookout for some upcoming videos, maybe a few shorter ones as well. And yeah, that's it for now. Thanks for watching. See you next one. Goodbye.